Hello everyone. So on today's tutorial I'll be showing you on how to make a chest pocket. So from this level I have marked my position where my pocket is going to be. And if you want to know how I got the position of where my pocket is going to be, you have to check my other videos to know how I got there. So from here, after marking it, you are going to start your stitches this way. You're going to match this from one end to another end. Then you stitch each place very well from the start to beginning. You stitch it very well. Then you cut all thread. Then you bring the other side of your flap and you join it this way also. So this time around, you are not starting from that same point. You are going in by half or 3/4 inch. Then you sew straight down and also stop 3/4 inch before the end, like so, like this. So after doing this, you are going to notch it this way. You notch it carefully so that your scissors won't pass. Then you notch it this way. Then you raise it and notch it to the tip at where your sewing stop, and you do the same thing at the other side too. Then you turn it the other way also and you repeat the same thing. You notch it to the tip, to the very close to the tip, not too close, because if it's too close it will lose. So just to the tip of where it is. Then from here we'll go to the table and go and make our pocket properly. So here on the table, you are going to mark 1 inch downward. Then you draw your straight line to get a very straight line so that your pocket size will be the same thing all through. Then you pick the upper flap, you push it in. Then the down flap, you are going to bend it exactly where you marked your 1 inch. You're going to bend it this way. So after bending it, you put your pieces and you press with your iron. You spray water, you press with your iron. You press with your iron well. You press it well so that it will lie down to give you a good shape that you need. So after that, you take the pieces off, then you notch it inward to enter the pocket, like ½ inch into the pocket where you notched it. Then you do the other side too, same way. You notch it this way, then you push it inside. So after pushing it, you arrange it carefully. You raise it up, you arrange the bottom, then you arrange the up part also. You arrange it very well. Then you bend the side like this. You bend the side to be straight. You set it accurately the way you want. When you set it this way, after doing this way, you pick your pieces and apply your iron on it this way. You put your pieces, you spray water, then use your iron to press it so that it's going to lie down and give you a good shape. It will lie down on its own. Make sure you press it well. Pressing it will help you a lot. Make sure you press it well. So after that, this is what it's going to give you. So from here, we're going to go back to our machine now and we stitch. So on the machine, you stitch it this way. So let's go to the machine. So this is me on the machine. So I'm going to stitch it exactly on the line when we press it. If you press it well, it's going to give you a line. So you are going to match on that line. You match it on that line. Then you bend it the other way around and also match it also on that same line. On that same line, you are going to still match it just as you did for the first part. you sew it well, also you stitch it well so that it will loose. So after that, you cut all your necessary thread. Please always cut your thread after stitches to make your work neat. So after that, you flip it up this way, then you sew it around. Your chest pocket must not be deep, it should just be a little bit shallow, where you can keep you can put your handkerchief if you want, or your pocket. I don't know what the name they call it though. Then you trim it carefully. You trim it carefully this way. So after that, you've gotten your pockets. Then you cut the edges of where you bent at the front. You cut the edges like so. You cut both sides like so. And this is your chest pocket. Very easy, very simple. If you don't understand, you come back and watch the video. Thank you.